All right, guys. This is a very, very serious broadcast, or rather a video, concerning Senator Natasha Akpoti versus the Senate President number 3 man in Nigeria, Godswill Akpabio. Now, the Senate have responded to the appearance of Senator Natasha Akpoti at the UN, United Nations, complaining of a dismissal, or rather of a suspension, of not treating a complaint of sexual harassment and all that blah blah blah, which you and I know we have presented to you already. But this particular response from the Senate, you have to have your pen. In fact, pause this video right now if you know say you never get your pen and paper. If not, the basic English and ethics and bullet pointing there will confuse you. You might fly away with the misinformation or fly away with the truth. It depends. So if you don't get it right, you might blame this woman that want to speak to you right now, or you might blame Natasha for anything. So get your pen and your paper. As she dey talk, the bullet point am down. Me myself, I will get my pen and my paper. I will come back again after I don't listen to this video. Come let you know say, see waiting this woman talk. The person where go date this video, I want you to get her name right. Her name is Honorable Kafilat Ogbara. She's the one that made this statement. The video one I want to watch. So Honorable Kafilat Ogbara from the Senate. Please listen to her.
Been mandated by the Nigerian National Assembly to present a response to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's speech delivered yesterday at the 69th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. In response to the call by the President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU Right Honorable Tulia Axen, to hear both sides of the matter, I have received a letter from the Nigerian Senate in my capacity as the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development of our Parliament in Nigeria, and the parliamentarian representing Nigeria at this conference. In the spirit of transparency and fairness, I now wish to read this letter from the Senate in its entirety, and it is crucial that all perspectives are heard and that all aspects of the situation are duly considered. And the next voice you'll be hearing from here will be the voice of the Senate leader of the Senate, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, CON, the leader of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was suspended for gross misconduct and unruly behavior, and not as a result of allegation of sexual harassment or assault. The authority of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria firmly rebukes the deliberate misinformation and false narratives being circulated by certain media organizations regarding the six-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Let it be unequivocally stated that Senator Uduaghan was suspended solely for a persistent act of misconduct, blatant disregard for the provisions of the Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended, and gross indiscipline, nothing more, nothing less. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. It has come to the attention of the Senate that some media reports are attempting to falsely suggest that Senator Uduaghan's suspension was due to allegations of sexual harassment. This is completely untrue, misleading, and a calculated attempt to distort the facts. If Senator Uduaghan had strictly followed our guiding principles, the Senate would have treated her petition based on merit in line with its practice, but she never obeyed the established practices of the institution where she was serving. The facts of the suspension. This is still the voice of the Senate leader. Senator Uduaghan's suspension was a decision of the Committee of the whole Senate. following the submission of a report by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges. The report found her guilty of violating sections 6.1 and 6.2 of the Senate rules and recommended her immediate suspension. The disciplinary action was a response to her repeated violations of legislative decorum, including 1. Refusing to sit in her assigned seat during plenary on the 25th February 2025, despite multiple pleas from the leadership and other ranking senators, an act of open defiance and disorderly conduct. 2. Speaking without being recognized by the presiding officer in clear violation of parliamentary practices and procedures on the 25th February 2025. 3. Engaging in unruly and disruptive behavior, obstructing the orderly conduct of Senate proceedings. 4. Making abusive and disrespectful remarks against the leadership of the Senate. 5. Defying and refusing to comply with the summons of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges mandated to investigate cases of misconduct. These actions represented a direct challenge to the authority of the Senate and a violation of the Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended, that govern the business of the Senate and the conduct of its members. The disciplinary measure was therefore necessary and justified to restore order and uphold the integrity of the Senate of the country's foremost democratic institution. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. On the petition and allegations, contrary to the false claims being circulated, Senator Uduaghan was not suspended for making any sexual harassment or for submitting a petition. Her petition was rightfully discountenanced because it failed to meet the clear and established procedural requirements for submitting petitions to the Senate. The rules of the Senate apply to all members without exception, and no petition, regardless of its subject, can be considered if it does not follow due process. To suggest that a suspension was linked to a petition is not only a distortion of facts, but an intentional and malicious attempt to mislead the public. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. Condemnation of misleading media reports. The Senate strongly condemns the irresponsible and unethical reporting by some media organizations that have deliberately twisted the facts to suit a false narrative. This coordinated misinformation campaign is nothing more than an attempt to politicize a disciplinary action that was strictly based on clear violations of Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended. It is reckless, misleading, and a disservice to the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the whole world who deserve truthful and factual reporting. We therefore urge all foreign correspondents and responsible media houses to correct these misrepresentations and avoid propagating falsehoods that undermine the integrity of Nigeria's legislative process. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. Conclusion. The Senate remains committed to upholding discipline, order, and parliamentary ethics. No senator, I repeat, no senator, regardless of status, gender, or political affiliation, is above the rules of the Senate. Senator Uduaghan's suspension was a direct consequence of her actions and nothing else. We urge the public and the media to disregard any false reports suggesting otherwise, and to always seek the truth before spreading politically motivated narratives. Signed, Senator Bamidele Okpeyemi, CON, Leader of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right. When I know say I tell that, I'm going to carry on a pen and paper. Me, I don't carry my own. It's very, very important. We have to take this well so that you can understand where we are coming from. Then, according to what they are talking about right now, the violation and everything. So I would like us to take it from here. You know, according to her, in section 6.1 and 6.2, that Senator Natasha break. You break and pata. You understand? That's fine. Then we move on. She said on the 25th of February, she refused to sit on her own seat. Remember, when a child begins to behave, or rather misbehave, you know this child has been asking for something that the parents refuse to listen to. It's just like Nigerians. We have been calling our government to do the right thing for a while. We have been calling our government to listen to our plight. We have been calling our government, telling them how pained we are, no food, hunger, everything, insecurity. But they have never one day listened to us. Maybe tomorrow, now Nigerians now decided to do one or two things that is against the law. Will you not start reading all these things? No, because you have not treated the plight of the people. The plight of Natasha Akpoti is the sexual harassment. And that plight, or rather, a complaint concern, was thrown out. But I'd like us to move on. Engaging in unruly and destructive behavior, obstructing the conduct of the Senate proceeding. Then she went on. Making abusive and disrespectful remarks against the leadership of the Senate. She went on. Defiling and refusing to comply with the summons of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges mandated to investigate cases of misconduct. You know, then on that one I go hold on first. Now, she disrespected the Ethics and Privileges Committee because they want to investigate a misconduct, which is fine. You can penalize her for any wrongdoings. How come the same Ethics and Privileges did not investigate the sexual harassment? That went on. This behavior is a violation of the Senate Orders of 2023 Acts. No petition, regardless of the subject, will be considered if this attitude is portrayed. Una the film, you see, according to everything where this woman talks, few women bullet points. Now they are focusing on the rules. She break the rules, the section 6.1 and 6.2, you know, blah 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 and all that blah blah blah. Yes, I agree. She break the rules. She has been suspended. During this time, she's serving a suspension. As any investigation raised concerning the sexual harassment, the best, or as far as I know, that question is a no. In every other countries that works, sexual harassment is a big subject that must be treated with a matter of urgency. Now, suspending her, according to what you guys are saying, some media are misleading the public and all that, sanctions could be passed and all that. There's nothing like, although there might be some media that is doing that, but like us, let me speak about NAIJA. We can never and ever mislead anybody. As we see them, that's what we talk about. My concern is, right from day one, I said that if you want to penalize her, it's not my issue, it's not my concern. While she's on a suspension, investigation of the sexual harassment should be ongoing. Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President, the number 3 man of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should step aside while the investigation is going on. Is that misleading? It can never be misleading. This is the problem we are facing right now. Because at the end of the day, you've penalized her for her wrongdoings, breaking rules inside the Senate. That one not your consigning. Penalize her. What happened? Also, are you telling me, for example, she will finish serving or a whole 6 months before you now open a book waiting consign the sexual harassment? That means the sexual harassment doesn't make any sense to anybody inside the Senate. If it doesn't, it makes sense to a lot of concerned Nigerians. The sexual harassment should be treated with a matter of urgency. Why all the rules that Senator Natasha breaks inside the Senate, she should be penalized for it. For example, she's facing a penalization right now, and the investigation of the sexual harassment is going on, and we've heard that the Senate president has been stepped aside while investigation is going on. Me, myself, I don't go quarrel. Right? But meanwhile, just a day too, they went to engage the street yesterday. I'm proud of this woman and her team. I want you guys to watch this and listen to what she have to say.
Nigerian women! Natasha, we are Natasha! Great Nigerian women! I am Natasha, we are Natasha! Great Nigerian women! I am Natasha, we are Natasha! Great!
Why are you on the streets? Because what we are seeing is very massive from women in Lagos State.
We are out today in Lagos State because we have a will as women and mothers. And that will is the legacy that our children have to inherit. A society where nobody will, because of power, connection, affiliation, pedigree, or political connections, intimidate we women. It is not about Natasha Akpoti. It's about agenda. It's the fact that we women should be given an opportunity to speak our pain, investigate our pain, find us guilty, whether we are right or wrong. If we take advantage of the weapon that we have as women, punish us, discipline us, banish us. If you find out that women are using their feminine version as instruments against men, deal with us. We stand to be corrected. We stand to be set right.
Yes.
In a situation where a woman comes out to talk about her experience, and the next thing is to abuse power, is to abuse connection, is to silence her voice, we will not take it.
Matter! Women voice matter! Women voice matter! Women voice matter!
Unfortunately for the Senate president and those in affiliation of power, we are still in the mood and the spirit of celebrating International Women's Day.
Yes.
And then you throw a stray bullet at us. We are trying to heal from our shame. Over the years, people have made us understand that we cannot conquer this battle. It is obvious that we are ashamed of what we are going through as women. But sitting down, we realize that the victory of breaking the jinx and the fear is more than the fear that we have endured all these years.
Yes.
Today we are out to submit a letter to people in power.
Yes, sir.
The governor, the deputy governor, the speaker of Lagos State, everybody in power. We have a letter for you. Today we have come out in units, but with one spirit and one voice. It could be you tomorrow, and we will stand up for you.
Yes.
Our young girls have been molested and sexually abused on a daily.
Yes.
Our women have to go through what they are not supposed to go through just to attain power.
Yes.
We are born queens, but we became lionesses on the streets.
Yes.
Our children will not become lionesses.
Amen.
We are going to pave a way for them so that they can become queens who ascend thrones with dignity.
Yes. That's right.
We don't have anywhere to go. Because when we get home, we will be ashamed to say we came back conquered. So we are on the street here because we want everyone in power, every man who thinks he's strong, to know that behind every successful man, there is a woman.
Yes! Yes, women!
And the downfall of any man definitely is what he cannot control. We have control over our strength, and we know when it's right to exercise it.
Yes,
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, we have a letter for you for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Mudashiru Obasa, the Speaker of Lagos State, Your Honor, we have a letter for you for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Deputy Governor sent somebody to take this letter, read it to heart, and not to the gallery, because we need action.
yes,
If we have to come back here, then we will have to take over the whole of the state, and then we are on the streets until our voice is heard. And to you, Senator Akpabio, Natasha, sit down for you and we did Lagos.
yes, sir.
Natasha, sit down for you and then the America.
Yes, sir.
Natasha, sit down for Lagos. Sit down for you and Abuja people there, Abuja.
Yes, sir.
Women mount everywhere, no women mount this time around.
Yes, sir.
We know they play, no problem. How long? For how long will women never be heard? What is our offense that our voice does not deserve to be heard? What have we done for you people to see us as homemakers, but we don't have space in government? Where decisions are made, we don't have space. But where pains are being monitored, tolerated, controlled, and managed, you tell us, I have you, I have everything. But when it comes to places where decisions are made, you see that we are weak. Fellow men, we are not weak. Akpabio, we are not weak. I want to implore you to reverse the action that the team you people call the assembly has taken, because it seems to us like it's a cult. You cannot leave Natasha to fight this battle. Natasha is not standing alone. We are standing with her because she is our gender.
Yes,
What's your name for the record?
For the record,
Your name.
we are women.
that's right.
We are Natasha.
Great
Which one
Nigerian women! We are Natasha!
Where's it from?
We are Natasha.
I don't have a name. Where you from? I don't have a name.
Una see wetin just Adetu talk. This woman, she has been doing excellently well. She's a voice for the voiceless, most especially when it concerns women and children. This woman, she's always there, you know, putting herself right there. And I like people like this. I like citizens like this. I respect her a lot, and I follow her on all her social media platforms. I want to say thank you very much for putting your voice to this, because I was actually patiently waiting for you to speak on this matter. So now, see, you don't talk put. It's very, very good. Now, to come back to the Senate, you guys have responded to the plight for the expression of Senator Natasha at the UN. That's fine. But now, you cannot come out and be threatening Nigerians indirectly. What you are saying, everything you were reading there, madam, yeah, that is fine. I agree with you. My concern now is say, when will you guys start to investigate the sexual harassment? That's a big question mark. The penalization for Senator Natasha is not my problem. The sexual harassment, start the investigation so that Senator Natasha can bring her evidence. If investigation have not started, people are saying, bring out your evidence, bring out your evidence. How can somebody bring out evidence when investigation have not started? Not the true investigation that they ask, say, okay, submit your evidence. I mean, you people don't know the meaning of investigation. I'll leave it like this. Put it on the comment section. What's your own take on this matter? Thank you very much. This is NWATCH Media. We are live every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time on our live broadcast. If you want to join us to interact live, always join us by 7 p.m. every day. Subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Take care and bye for now.